We have the ultimate accidental debate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor Mr. GM. Yep. This made me so happy when I saw it. The madmen did it. They actually removed all time gating. It's just 100% a currency farm. Thanks for listening, Warcraft devs.
Uh-oh.
And this is, so Mr. GM tweeted this with, a picture of this, the cipher of the first ones. Now, the thing you guys maybe don't get is the cipher of the first ones it's double time gated because, right, there's the thing you want to do, which is grind the rep, click in the thing, get your reward. Like, imagine if you went to the box of many things and you're like, oh, yay, I just got enough tower points, or whatever they're called, to get my next upgrade. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go back into the tower and enjoy my cool new thing. But then it was like 18-hour timer or 3-day long timer that you had to wait to get the thing that you just earned the currency for.
Yeah,
and I mean, like, is this a mobile game? Is this Evany? Is this come play, my lord?
No, Michael, don't be silly. It's none of these things. It's just a callback to everyone's favorite feature from earlier in Shadowlands, the Covenant Sanctum upgrades.
Oh,
sorry.
They made it feel so much more meaningful with that timer.
Sorry, I forgot. It's actually a reference to, I'm going to break a lot of hearts here, to what's been a very, very old expansion now. The Garrison also had that with all the little buildings. And I think Warlords of Draenor was absolutely the first expansion that everyone went, why the fuck is this now a mobile game?
Mm-hmm.
And they've just continued that. There was a little bit of feeling to it with Legion because Legion had all of the content that you wanted to constantly do, especially early on with Suramar and stuff. So that timed progression felt okay because you were playing that much. At least that's how I felt. I don't know if other people feel the same or if they also hated that. But a lot of that was like, oh yeah, I'm actually playing so much that by the time I come back here, it'll be done.
Oh, Brian points out the BFA research too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm saying this, but perhaps we weren't vicious enough in our feedback earlier. Which, I mean, we're pretty vicious in our feedback. But just this idea of like, oh, yay, I ground out the currency. Now I have to wait.
Yeah.
Like, especially in a free-to-play game, at least there's not a cost to waiting.
Yeah.
But for some people, this is going to be, sorry, your upgrade lands in the next billing cycle. Yeah. And I think anytime someone can say that about your game, like, that just gets a bit whack.
Yeah, I mean,
so we were all really happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This. Yeah, like, I, saw in Lost Ark with Stronghold, and I went, oh, for fuck's sake. But then I went, it's a free-to-play game. This is some of the design we've come to expect. Yeah. If they're scamming people out of money by wanting them to be impatient and trying to get more money to make the game better, what can you do? It's how it is.
Plus,
it's how it is. But World of Warcraft's a game with a box price and a sub.
Yeah.
Get timers away to fuck.
Yeah, plus, like, at that stage in Lost Ark, we were pretty much being waterboarded with new things to do once you hit the city. So, right, we all, this is what Mr. GM logs in and sees. We've got, okay, so, there we go. This is great. Keep the wins coming.
Woo! Yeah!
Nice to see them fix one of the main issues I had with the game when I tried to get into it. Woo! Me saying, broadly speaking, this BTR has been a terrific teaching opportunity. Lots of design decisions typical of the modern era reverted. Woo! We've got Taliesin and Avatel. Overall, this 9.2 PTR has been the best I can remember in terms of dev communication and player feedback, leading to legitimate changes for the better. What even is Zareth Mortis rap? I don't even know what it is. Now, even with this going bad, that still is true. Maybe it's a bit sad that is true. We've got Groxy, that took a lot of pushback from testers, but this is a big win for us and the dev's reputation, which certainly means that it not being the case is what we call a big loss for us and a big loss for the dev's reputation because Mr. GM comes in with the bad news. Sad update. This may potentially only be for alts as a catch-up. This may not be the win we all wanted. Cry. Yeah, so if you're doing it in your alt, then you don't have to wait. And I mean, one of the waiting times is like 6 days, isn't it?
I
think Dark Horse said it was like 6 days. Yes. Which is insane. So here's what I want you to think. You've got the currency for the upgrade, for the unlock. So you go to the cipher, you click on the thing. do you think you should have to wait multiple days to get that benefit? Because you could literally log in to World of Warcraft the next day and not have the upgrade that you earned the previous day. What this does, and this is like, it's just one of those times where I cannot believe the sheer stupidity in their systems design sometimes. You are taking the player's action and then the result of their action, and you are spreading them apart. The player is going to feel the result of their action less. It's not an anticipation bar. So how is this good for a player? I mean, in the very me, I want my thing faster now. Obviously that. Oh, okay, no, Dak was saying most of them are between 18 hours, 1 day 18 hours, 2 days 18 hours, then the last ones are 6 days and 18 hours. Smile W.
Sick.
That's madness. Why? What is good about waiting 6 days to unlock a trait? Please, if you know why this is good, tell me. I'd love to know, because there must be a level of intelligence being practiced by the systems designers working in World of Warcraft that I'm just completely incapable of tapping into. And by the way, especially when Guild Wars 2 has a new expansion out, Lost Ark is a new game that a bunch of people are playing, Star Wars: The Old Republic has got a new expansion out, FF14 is still a fantastic game that will have its 6.1 coming out, at some point. I mean, how is this a reasonable, insane thing to do? It's bloody insane. It's madness.
That's the problem, where it's like, there is just this tremendous fear of, hey, could you maybe stop playing for a little bit, take a little break? And they're like, I will take a break for today. I'll go log into another game.
I frankly say, look, if you're a World of Warcraft developer somewhere responsible for this and you log in here, or you see this video, or you see somebody who mentions any of these opinions, it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that you actually play the game. If you think that this is the way to do this, then you must not be playing the game. Or you must be in such a bubble that you do not understand what this is like for a paying customer. This is This is sheer madness. Let's cut to some community opinion.
Oh.
Well, there you go, MrGM says no one wants time-gated systems. They're anti-fun. There's still a couple of weeks to make this change. Yeah. I just do not understand the value added by including these weights. Mobile games put them in as an obstacle to overcome with microtransactions. Can I pay extra anima to skip this nonsense? That's another thing. Like, the whole point of, big, ebony energy is that they're saying, it's going to take you 35 hours to upgrade your barracks and your walls, but the enemy are coming for you. So you should really click the button now and spend some gems. There's no gems for me to spend in World of Warcraft. Therefore, why are you doing this? Unless, as people are saying, it's just to I don't believe that they're doing this. I believe that this is actually sheer incompetence. But how can somebody not assume that this is Blizzard trying to stretch you into another 1 or 2 billing cycles? Like, I completely understand how a player is going to think that. Because what other option, what other good reason is there for this?
Well, here's the thing, right? It's not about, because I feel like saying it's about the billing cycle is what's going to have people kind of be able to go, well, clearly, this isn't going to stretch it so far as to be the billing cycle. If that happens, it's going to be coincidence. They can't plan out for billing cycle things. I don't think they're thinking about billing cycles.
I agree.
Yeah, they're thinking about player habit building. And I imagine it's, because I spend a lot of time trying to reconcile how designers who they can log onto the internet. They can go to YouTube and search World of Warcraft. They can go to Twitter and search that. They can look for what people are saying. The only way I can feasibly reconcile that they are happy to fire this stuff in and call it a day and be like, jobs are good. I've earned my paycheck. Time to go home and the place I share with 12 people because I'm a Blizzard employee. But it has to be because there's a decree from above for engagement metrics.
It's because weird.
And this is the way where this is I'm going to be honest. I think this is a really lazy way to try to get habit formation through repeated logins. I think the mission tables that as well. They try to get around it from the designer's intent by really genuinely trying to make the mission table, but they can't because they just don't have enough time or effort to devote to it. Like the Shadowlands stuff, the Shadowlands missing mission table. There is honest to God, there is the bones of a really good minigame in there. They just weren't allowed to finish it.
Yeah.
Or they weren't allowed to put it in its own box as, hey, here's a fun minigame. You know what it actually could have been? And this just came to might be a bit of a weird sort of speculation. Given the nature of it, that might actually have been like a Maldraxxus minigame of being a commander to strategize stuff. And then they went, no.
Oh, you could have themed it to
Yeah.
be cool. Like it's a sort of distinct activity.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then they went,
Madness, I say.
nah, whatever. Just fire it into the mission table, keep that daily engagement, keep that mobile engagement, keep people thinking Warcraft. And if that doesn't work, it backfires big time. I think that's it. It has to be a decree, because I don't think any designer throws it in and goes, this is good for the game and for player experience. Yay.
Yeah.
It has to be cynical.
I think that they know they do things and they get results.
Yeah.
And okay, so I mean, I know that there's a lot of let's just say things that have went on in that office regarding opinions of player feedback that if they leaked would have a literal community firestorm. I actually don't know what these things are, but I know
exist, yeah.
because in a few cases it's been verified ex-developers landing in my mailbox.
Yeah.
And I know that there's stuff that people who have been in that office see go into the game they had worked on, and they think it's completely bonkers, and they don't understand how it ends up in the game and think it's sheer madness. So I just have to imagine that this, no negativity in the dojo thing is really caught on, and that they are just like, okay, the idea that say me, you, most of you, me, Preach. I mean, I know it for Preach, and a few other people, that they're just kind of seen as toxic haters, you know? And it's one of those things that also gets caught up in a sort of political thing of, oh, it's the toxic right-wingers who don't like this.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Any opportunity for me to go mad and flap my jowls about the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like anyway, you can just sort of write off a bunch of people.
Yeah, just other them, yeah.
Yeah, it's all of those people from the meme war of 2016 are all angry at us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the people just get written off as that. I know that has happened in the past, and I dearly hope it's not happening now. And there's certainly a lot of evidence that there's good things going on.
Yeah.
But it's like, how can you see universal player feedback? Because I brought up that thing of maybe it's just a bunch of game devs being like, oh, it's just a bunch of toxic right wingers on the internet, or something like that. Sort of memers. Oh, Pepe and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's not that, because you look at the people who don't like this, and that's not them. It's actually called a broad section of just people who play the game, just average paying customers.
Yeah.
So you can't write all of these people off. It's really silly to do.
Except you can.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think that they know that they do these things and they get results. They see those results in the metric. And I think that it's probably the sort of thing where the people who get into systems design must be very, very, very... I mean, look, I love an Excel spreadsheet. Seriously. Yeah. I get... friggin' stiff as a pole at a good Excel spreadsheet. Yeah. We all love a good Excel spreadsheet. But there's more than that. Yeah. So I think they must just see, they do things, they get the numbers out. Therefore, all of that noise in the internet is just that, it's noise.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only way you can end up saying, hey player, I like how you ground out all of that resource. You now have to wait a calendar week for the thing you just earned.
No way.
Because that gives you a reason to come back next week.
Yep.
And for anyone who's a player who's played a game, just knows that feels terrible. And they may even think, oh, it's just like the Great Vault. You do your thing now and you get it next week. Delayed gratification, very good. The better people are at delayed gratification, the more you're able to say no to that bar of chocolate. Isn't that a great thing? Let's put it in the game. I mean, I'm not saying that's what they're doing. But just, stuff that for a game is like loony design. This basically is a complete loss, and they must revert this. They have 11 days to remove this timer. And if they remove this timer in patch 9.2.5, I will be profoundly and deeply disappointed, because that will be a repeat of the theme.
That's interesting. Yep.
So we know a 9.2.5 is coming?
Yep, absolutely. Just a little bit of news in from chat. Russ Peterson, it's his last day at Blizzard today. Lead rewards designer is leaving. Interesting.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Right. Well, I'm not going to say anything that could possibly be personal, so
yep.
I'm going to move on.
That's better news indeed.
Yeah, certainly is. Okay, so, yeah, so, wow, well, there you go. So that's pretty rough there for the old time gating.
Yeah, that's just needs to go. Needs to go.